You see this? Do you see this? If you want to understand women, you should probably get a cat. I'm telling you right now, if you get a cat, you'll understand women better than any other man, because I promise you, there are a lot of men out there that would never get a cat. They would never own one. They always get dogs because dogs are so easy to understand. But once you understand, cats are actually very easy to understand. Once you realize it, you'll realize women are very easy to understand as well, because they both act the exact same. I've analyzed cats. I've had this cat for a while. I've had this cat for about 6 months now, 6 or 7 months. Look, it's already going away, right? First lesson that you have to understand. Women do not want you to want them all of the time. They don't want you to show that you're needy, you constantly want them around. If I went and pulled this cat back to me again, it wouldn't come in. If anything, it's actually wiping itself. You see that? It's sick and tired of me pulling it in that moment. And you have to realize, right? Women are the exact same way. A lot of you are needy. A lot of you go in and you talk to women and you have this energy to you that they don't even want to talk to you. They don't even want to say anything to you. They see you and it's kind of just like, well, whatever. What does he want? And that's what I finally understood, is that cats are the exact same. So you have to understand this video and really internalize, and maybe even get a cat so you can understand how all of this ties in together. But one big thing, besides the fact that they don't want you to be needy all the time, they don't want you to feel like you're constantly claiming to them, you also have to understand that cats, and I didn't realize this for a while, cats look to you as a provider if you identify as their person, right? So I don't want to say owner, because you already know all the people are going to get all mad. But imagine you go out, you come back, and the cat comes towards you, right? The cat comes towards you and it wonders, well, what did you bring me? What did you have? Did you bring me some food? Did you bring me anything? It sees you as the primary hunter, right? Going out and getting something and coming back. Well, it's the exact same thing with women, right? You come in, you do all of your work, you constantly say you're grinding, you probably stay away for a little bit. You come back, what did you get? What did you go and acquire for that woman, for that cat, right? What did you go and acquire? That's what they constantly think about. So if you're a man who's constantly grinding and you're doing all these things, when you go out to war, when you go out to go make money, when you go out to your job, when you go out to do that business venture and you come back, are you coming back empty-handed or not? Because if I ever come back empty-handed with my cat, it will start to not rely on me anymore. It won't. You see the correlation, right? It's the same with women. They will stop relying on you and they'll go find other things because they don't trust that you can make things happen. There's no clear direction. There's no clear supply. There's nothing. So you have to understand that it's very, very, very important that you go out and you get the resources and you come back with something in hand. You come back with some trophy. You come back with something. And even if you fail, it's okay, because there's always going to be another day to hunt. But you have to show that you're going out and getting something so that you are seen as the provider. Much like how cats do it. I didn't realize this until I started studying cats, and I realized whenever it comes back, it always tries to see, what did you get me? What did you get me to have for that day? And if I don't have anything, then it's like, well, this was a lousy hunter. And it's the same exact behavior, right? And another thing you have to understand, cats can analyze energy very well. So they know when your energy is slightly off, or they know when you're just not a good person to be around. You don't really have the energy that they're attracted to, and they won't come near you at all. They'll actually look at you and give you that resting bee face, right? Because they just know that you're not the person, you're not a good person to be around. Women have a very intuitive nature when it comes to this. When you approach them, your energy has to be at a level where it's highly attractive to them. And then they gravitate towards you. See, cats like to orbit around the person with the best energy. They like to orbit around that. And it's the same with women. Women like to orbit around the person with the best energy. They will orbit around you. When you go to the gym and you're lifting, right? The woman will start magically lifting right next to you, magically walking close by you. It's the same with cats. Cats do the exact same thing. Constantly, if I'm high energy one day, or if I'm super positive one day, the cat will come near me and literally just like move around me. and not just jump on me just to get attention all the time and all that. Sometimes it needs that. Same with women, right? Sometimes women need so much attention from you that they will try to get the attention from you by any means. Cats do a similar thing, but cats also orbit around you. But instead, what we have now, we have a society where men become the orbiters of women, where they're in their DMs. They're constantly giving them compliments. They're constantly staring at them. They're constantly just being around, lurking. And it's worse as a man if you're lurking, because you're already seen as a threat. You're already dangerous because you're a man. You can hurt a woman by accident. You can. But the truth is, you have to flip the paradigm. You have to flip that whole entire frame of reference, because that's what's going to help you get way, way better with women than what you're already doing right now. I'm telling you, you get a cat, you start to learn all these little things that I'm learning. And a lot of these things I knew, but it made it evidently clear when I got a cat. Made it evidently clear. And the craziest part is too, when you have a cat, there comes a time where it's time to really just sit down and calm down, right? And that's when the cat wants to be around you. But you can't rough it up a little bit, right? If you rough up the cat, like in terms of you pet it too hard or you go too hard and it gets scared, because cats get easily scared. And it's the same with women. Women may put on this front that they're boss babes and they're all this like macho man, Randy said, I'm a macho woman. You know those types of women, right? But they get scared very easily. Something may happen, they start crying, right? And if you're in a relationship with a woman and you're causing that because of how you are, because you're explosive with arguments, you're constantly arguing, you're fracturing the relationship. The same with the cat. The more I scare the cat, the more I fracture the relationship with the cat. And the more the cat goes away, the more the cat distances itself, the more that I try to pull the cat towards me with I wanted it to be in this video for the whole entire time. And he was like, no. And he went the other way. It's the same with women. It's like the more you want them the closest to you, the more they're like, no, I'm going to go find somebody else who doesn't want me, because they like to chase. Cats like to chase. Women like to chase. They don't like to be chased. They like to chase. That's the difference between what the modern world has told men. The modern world has told men that, well, you have to go chase women. You have to bring her flowers all the time. There are times for that. But the reality is, you don't chase them. You attract them. They chase you, and they love the chase. They love to chase a man who is larger than life, who seems to have everything put together, who doesn't need them, but wants them. There's a difference, right? And even if I try to bring this cat over, he's not coming, because I want him to be in the video. I want him to be close by. He's looking at me right now. He's like, bro, what? Look, I'm going to show you right now. He's like, bro, what? Bro, what? What do you want? It's the same motion, right? You constantly get this, well, I want to take this woman out. I want to do this, and that. And she's looking at you like, what do you want? And you wonder why nothing works. The man who can master a cat, the man who can actually understand cats and have cats be around him, is a man who can have women be around him, is a man who can attract women, because they're very similar. They have very similar feminine energies. And if you can understand that, if you can internalize that, you will succeed. You will succeed with women. But a lot of you think this is all just like, you have to treat a woman like you treat a guy, right? You think, oh yeah, treat her like how you do with the bros and everything is good. It's the same. I can't treat the cat like I treat the dog that I have, because they're very, very different in terms of their expectations, in terms of their outlook on life. The dog likes being roughed up. The dog likes all this. The cat doesn't. The dog might like just explosive arguments. And so I'm just giving you similes and metaphors to understand. The cat likes calm peace, right? So I can't do that. Same with the homies. You could be roasting your homies all of the time, and you could just be saying crazy stuff, and you go do the same with your girl, and she's off put. Because you're trying to take two things that are unrelated and trying to relate them together with things that you think are the same when they're really not. And so you see a lot of these guys struggling with women because they don't understand that there's a dynamic that you have to understand. There's a chase that you have to engineer. There's a certain way that you move to where you don't seem like you're needy that brings them in. There's a certain level of competency that you have to have that's going to keep them around for the long term. It's the same with a cat. People say cats aren't loyal. I'm telling you right now, cats are loyal to people who are worth being loyal to. If you have a good environment, you bring it food every day, you give it some love, you give it some attention every once in a while, it'll stay. But if you have a terrible place, dirty crib, everything, tiny crib, all that, you don't feed the cat ever, you don't ever pay it any attention whatsoever, it's gonna wanna leave. It might run away. That's why a lot of people's cats run away. And it's the same with women. They run away when they don't get what they need. They are loyal to the people who are worth being loyal to. And you have to ask yourself as a man, am I worth being loyal to? Am I worth having a relationship? Am I there yet? If you're not there yet, work on it, right? Analyze women, learn women, talk to women. Go. It's the same with cats. I can go to places with a bunch of cats and just like see if cats like me, see if they come up to me. If they don't come up to me, then I know something's off. There's something off with me. There's an energy, because animals can sense energy better than humans can, right? And women can sense energy better than men can. So you have to realize that if you're not attracting, there's something wrong internally. There's something that's broken and you need to fix it. And I say all of this, and I brought this crazy example because I think a lot of men don't realize that if you can study a cat, and if you can literally harbor a cat, you can keep a cat around you, you can have a cat in your home, you can understand how women function very, very well. And you probably already do get women if you're good with cats. I've never had actually, when I was young, I had a cat that scratched my whole face off because I was trying to do all this goofy shit around it. The cat was like, no, and it scratched my face because it got mad, right? And so I never wanted cats again. And then finally I got one because my girl likes cats, and I got a cat. And I'm seeing the similarities, and I'm seeing what to do and what not to do. Don't overly pet it all the time because it'll run away from you and start licking itself because you're unclean to it, right? It's the same as a man. If you constantly shower a woman with praise and you're constantly putting her on a pedestal, she will literally shun you because you are unclean to her. You're not worthy. But if you let her come to you slowly and you let her figure out that, and here's another crazy thing. Now that my brain is moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, I've noticed when your attention is on something else for a long period of time, the cat will want your attention. It'll want to be around you. And it's the same with women. If they see that your attention is on something else for a long period of time, they will crave that attention, and they will come to you and they'll signal that they want the attention. And it's very, very clear, right? But a lot of men can't catch this. A lot of men, their attention is on the woman. It's not on the mission. It's not on anything that they have to do. And they wonder why the woman doesn't want them. The woman doesn't want to be around them. There's a big reason why, right? And cats can also tell hierarchies. That's another big one. Cats can see the different hierarchies. Like, for example, in my house, I'm like the big dog, right? So it sees me as that. It sees that it has to submit to me. Because that's what the hierarchy is. That's what I've engineered the hierarchy to be, based on my persona, based on my presence, based on what I do on a day-to-day. I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly doing things. I'm not sitting and slouching all of the time. I can give it food sometimes. I don't give it really much attention at all because I'm busy doing other things. And it's the same with women. Women can sense where you are on that hierarchy of men. If you're around other men or if you're just in a certain environment, they can sense, okay, this guy may be some guy that's up there. This guy may not be. And this is all running through their heads as they have conversations. If you're ever in social settings and you want to meet that girl, you have to present yourself as the guy who is at the top of the hierarchy. And all of this may sound complicated to the person who has skill issues. But I'm telling you right now, don't have skill issues. Learn the skill. Learn the skill of seduction. Learn the skill of engineering the results that you want, especially when it comes to dating, especially when it comes to women. There are certain things that you can do. These are just a few things that you can do that will help you a lot in relationship. It'll open your eyes and it'll allow for you to move better. I made a video previously about treat women like children. And there were some guys who were like, that's so rude. That's so skill issue, bro. They're like, oh, you haven't. I don't want to treat a woman like a child. I want to treat her like a full-grown adult. Okay, you have not had a girlfriend yet. You haven't been and he said, I haven't been in a relationship yet. Of course, Because when you get in one, you start to realize what's true and what's not. It's never having something that's ideologized or something that, I just made that word up, but something that's an ideology, but something that's rooted in practicality. Like you've seen it happen day in, day out. When have you ever seen a man treat another woman almost the same as a man or almost the same as a full grown adult and succeeded in that process? Name one. I dare you. Put that in the comments. I want to see when have you ever seen that? Versus when have you seen men who treat women like children in terms of nurturing them, in terms of, and he's like, oh, I don't want to spend the time. Like, that's just too much time. Okay, cool. Skill issue. Because it doesn't take me too much time. I still get the work done. I'm still highly productive, still make money on a regular basis, still pump out these videos on a regular basis, still have time to go out and do what I need to do, still have time. I still have time. And I'm in a full-blown relationship, and you can't do this, and you're probably not doing not even half of the stuff that I have to get done in a day-to-day basis. That is a skill issue, my friend. But again, these skill issues can be fixed once you realize these little patterns that exist. Cats. Understand cats if you want to understand women. Own a cat. And you'll start to learn so many things. You'll be like, why is the cat always mean to me? Why is the cat always running away? Maybe it's because you want it to give you attention. Maybe it's because you're forcing the issue. When we first got my cat, I just left it alone. I didn't even talk to it. And sometimes now it comes more to me than my own girl because my girl gives it so much attention, gives it everything that it needs. And yes, sometimes it wants it, it'll take it, but sometimes it gets so tired of it, it'll just bite and run away because it just doesn't want, it's too much. So I keep it pull. Right? Pull, not push, pull. And it works in my favor. I can sit here and make a video. He won't disturb me because he already knows. That's probably why he's sitting over there too, because he already knows I'm making videos. Whenever I make videos, I always like push him off. You've probably seen it in other videos, but it's true. You have to create that presence. You have to create that scenario in your life. You have to start analyzing things in this way. And you have to study animals. If you want to understand humans, study chimps. All humans have a chimp mind. You study chimps, you'll understand the base core of human, or study reptiles, you'll understand the reptilian brain of a human. Humans have lizard brains, very primal. And if you can tap into the primal, you can start to understand why they do what they do, good and bad. It's the same with women. You can study cats and you understand why they do what they do, good and bad. Why they go cheat, why they do whatever it is that they do. Why do they do OnlyFans? Why do you think attention? They need the attention. They have some. It's the same with cats. Whenever cats need attention, they will put on a display and they will try to be able to garner that attention with what they have. They'll literally purr, they'll meow, they'll start doing all this stuff because they need the attention. And once they get the attention, they're done. Move to the wayside. That's how you have to look at it. Tell me if you understand this. Tell me if this made sense to you, because it makes sense to me. And I think it makes sense to a lot. I saw someone on Twitter say this. He was like, yo, cats are just like women. And I was like, 100%. I've been saying this for a while. But that's enough for this video. I hope this was valuable. I hope you got something out of it. If you're interested, if you need life advice or just help with navigating your life, business, fitness, relationships, dating, women, whatever that looks like, link will be in the description. You can book a one-on-one call with me. Those are always open. Got another member of my mentorship group, or really network, that I'm building out. I'm keeping it under wraps because I want to bring in people silently and get a good group going. But if you're interested in that, you can DM me. Really, really excited about that. A lot of resources, a lot of the knowledge that I know is all being put in a vault in there that these guys can have. They will have access to me. They'll have access to the group. They'll have access to everything. And I'm excited. So if that's what you're interested in, DM me. I got you, right? But I appreciate you, and I hope this video is valuable. I'm going to catch you on the next one.